Sunderland start the match, and the famous red and white stripes. They've had 2 home defeats over the last few days and badly need the points. And obviously their supporters who followed them down wondering, could they provide a surprise this afternoon? Here's Sean Elliott. But it begs the question, just who is going to stop Everton in this winning run? John Bailey. Sharp. Long kick by Turner. Ratcliffe. Trevor Stephen. And Barry Venison back to Bennett. Sunderland playing with Walker and Wallace pushed forward, and the others, I would think, coming from midfield. Walker with the throw to Berry. Back to Walker. Curled in. Wallace was there! Oh, what a start! And Walker's cross for Wallace, who headed that in at the near post in the second minute. Well, the travelling fans from the northeast couldn't have wished for a better start. Ian Wallace clipped that in with his head on the near post, and it's the first goal that Everton have let in the league here at Goodison Park since New Year's Day. What a shaker for them. Trevor Stephen, but it might make a very good match of it. Here's Stevens, and now Sharp. Bracewell, who was brought down by Elliott. Now the fans here wondering, can Everton reply instantly? They've pushed Mountfield forward for the free kick on the far side. Gray's made an early run. There's Walker. Away by Daniel. Howard Kendall's team unbeaten since December the 22nd. But a goal down here in the second minute. Stephen. Sharp. Looking for Sheedy. Chisholm. Reed. Oh, and Venison it was who collided with Bailey. And the referee's given the free kick in Sunderland's favour. And certainly Venison's got the worst of it. Len Ashurst, the Sunderland boss, born in Liverpool 46 years ago, couldn't have asked for a better start on his return to his native city. Bennett for Sunderland. Mountfield to Stephen, and back to Stevens. And on by Reed to Sharp. And here's Bracewell to Sheedy. Away by Elliott. Bracewell. Low in, and Gray's there. No! Bracewell drove it across. Sharp lunged first. Gray went in second. The ball went wide. Was off Ratcliffe. Pickering's header. offside against Walker. Stephen, fine effort by Trevor Stephen. Gary Bennett caught momentarily. He just hesitated there, Bennett, and Stephen was in like lightning. Daniel, offside, Wallace this time. Chisholm. This is Pickering. And Berry. And Wallace. And Pickering now comes forward for the first time. There are three the other way for him. Offside flag is up. Cummins, who made the forward run from Pickering's cross. Stephen. Now Ratcliffe. Reed. Into Gray. Stevens. It's a patient build-up this by Everton. Ratcliffe. Good drive by Kevin Ratcliffe, who's not a noted goal scorer. Indeed, he's only ever got one in some 190 first-team games, but the opening was there for the shot, and it came halfway through the first half, with Sunderland still leading thanks to a goal in the second minute by Ian Wallace. Here's Bailey, and now it's Bracewell, and Sharp, and Reed. Stevens is square. Corner. Gary Stevens with a firm drive. Turned round by the angle. Flicked on, and a chance for Mountfield, and it was scrambled away. Derek Mountfield's header, and look at the break with Wallace. He's got Walker on the far side, but he's offside. Much to the relief of Everton, who would have gone two down there, but for the flag. So, 1 minute, it was Mountfield with a header at the other end, which was scrambled away by Sunderland, and with Mountfield stranded, they then launched a counter-attack, and Wallace played the ball in for Walker, who was unhappy to see the linesman flagging for offside. And as Mountfield and co push up to look for the equaliser, the danger of a second goal on the counter for Sunderland is apparent. Having said that, Everton have had nearly all the play, and they force a corner again. Chisholm away from Sharp. Stephen. Bracewell. Gray's there again. Couldn't get the angle on the header this time. Walker. Bailey forward. Sharp and Bennett. Bumping and boring. Free kick to Everton. Now this is where Sunderland have got to get themselves organised, because if Sheedy decides to do what he did here against Ipswich and curl one, they might be embarrassed. Stevens, on the other hand, might fancy blasting one from there. They've got choices. Stevens, deflection, and Bracewell to Mountfield, onside. But Berry blocked the attempted pass and found Wallace. Bracewell, on again for Reid. Well played. Reid's cross, Gray! What a fantastic goal! Beautiful goal. 34 minutes gone, and Everton produce one right out of the textbook. Bracewell fed Reid on the right, and Reid's approach work there was sheer class. The cross that came in was low and inviting, and Andy Gray is the person to throw himself at those and score with a diving header. So the score's level, and Everton's possession pays off. And the player who scored was doubtful until this morning, but the courage that Howard Kendall knows so well when he signed Andy Gray, that was the quality he wanted, among others, has paid off again. Sheedy. Well, it was Andy Gray who put Everton in front at Tottenham with a tremendous shot on Wednesday night. So he produces a goal now from another part of his repertoire, and very welcome it was too for Everton and their supporters. Ratcliffe. Stephen. And now Stevens. And Turner having a dodgy period, but he held on well from Stevens' cross. Reid. Elliott's challenge on Graham Sharp was penalised. It's a free kick to Everton, and Mountfield is forward again. But Sharp was offside when it was taken. Some great centre-forwards here down the years at Goodison Park. Joe Royle springs to mind, and Dixie Dean many years ago was a great header of the ball, and Andy Gray is that as well. Offside, Wallace. he's carrying the ball with confidence. Stephen. Pickering knew which way he wanted to go. Stevens is backing up though. And Bennett with the header out. Goalkeeper saying push out to the defenders, don't let them drag you back in. Sharp is up with Chisholm, here's Bracewell. Goes back again to Stephen. Gray's there again! Oh, I say! Another great header. Just 4 minutes after his first one, Andy Gray produces another goal which sends Goodison Park into rapturous applause and appreciation coming from all round the ground. Trevor Stephen got the ball back in with that lovely cross, but surely that is vintage Gray, just as the first one was. And if ever a man's career was reborn in the last 18 months or so, then it has to be the career of Andy Gray. Two memorable moments, and Everton lead 2-1. And only 5 minutes to go, they were a goal behind. So Gray, who scored a hat-trick here in the European game, is on another one now. Bracewell. Another corner. And Sunderland must fear every cross now that Gray's in this mood. Low into Bracewell this time. Stephen again. And now Sheedy to loft one in. And Mountfield is offside. He's offside. Venison. Walker's closing in, and Mountfield, Walker, and Stevens off the line. Brilliant clearance, he's injured, but it saved a goal, there's no question about that. Sunderland would have equalised, but for the bravery of Gary Stevens. There was that Mountfield tried to cut off Walker. Mountfield got a touch, and Walker may have done too, and Gary Stevens stopped the ball going over the line at the expense of a shoulder injury. But Walker was again the threat. So Chisholm for Sunderland as Everton play for the time being with 10. Stephen has gone into the right back position. Here's Walker. And Berry, and Cummins. And there is the injured player, hoping to get back on straight away, which he does to a big ovation, because he protected Everton's lead there, Gary Stevens, without a doubt. Gray's header again. Stevens. Stephen. off away again by Elliott. Sunderland have found it difficult to clear their lines. That's a foul by Bracewell. Bailey. Good ball, and Gray's chasing it again. And it was Chisholm who put it back. Lovely long ball again by Gary Stevens. His service from right back this afternoon has been exemplary. Free kick to Sunderland. Peter Reid is the player being spoken to after a little scuffle with Stan Cummins. It's going to be Venison with the kick, short to Daniel. And back again to Venison, they're still queuing up. But on the break, it's Stevens to Reid. Gary Stevens has pushed on down the right wing here. He's waiting for support from the other side. Now Gray. Bracewell. Stevens to Bracewell. And in for Stephen. Good turn. And a chance again. Stephen, a lovely little ball in. It was Sheedy who went to try and finish it off but couldn't. And the whistle goes for half-time, with applause reverberating around this famous stadium, mostly in honour of a centre-forward whose performance there was of a classic mould. Two majestic headers by Andy Gray put Everton in front after they'd gone behind in the second minute. Well, since January the 1st, 1984, Everton have played 82 competitive matches and lost just 11. And people say, what was the turning point? And they think rather unkindly back to that Kevin Brock back pass at Oxford. I prefer to think the signing of Andy Gray and his influence at Goodison Park and on and off the field was a very big factor indeed. Reid. And here's Bailey. Bracewell is well forward. It's his turn and away by Bennett. Wallace. We mustn't lose sight of the fact either that Sunderland here are desperate to get back into this match and pick up some points. And Chisholm shows that desperation in the challenge with Sharp. Gray seemed to be balked a bit there. Bracewell. He's a good player, is Bracewell. No wonder Sunderland have missed him. In by Sheedy. And Cummins. Pickering. This is Elliott. Away from Reid. Stephen away from Pickering. Yes! Another superb goal. 53 minutes gone, and Everton are 3-1 up. Bracewell with that pass picked out Stephen. He did his job on the ball and finished in explosive fashion. A fabulous goal again by Everton, and this is now becoming one of their best performances. Certainly their finishing is of championship material. Walker. Well, what a marvellous move that was when you look back on it. The ball which Bracewell produced from left to right would have done justice to any grade of football, international level or whatever. Just shows the extent of Everton's teamwork. We've been playing for an hour now. Sharp. Here's Berry. Fouled by Reed. Everton, incidentally, have now scored 99 goals this season in all competitive matches, so they just want one more for that century. Wonder if it'll come in the next half hour. Wallace. Stephen. Here's Pickering, and this is Cummins. Bit of wrestling going on between him and Bracewell. Trevor Stephen. Floated that ball down for Sharp. Gray's away in the middle. Stephen with the attack again now. Really think we've got a very good England player in the making here. It's been said before that you shouldn't praise people too early, but my word, he looks a composed young man, Trevor Stephen. Here's Bracewell. And Gray goes for a fall, which he thought was a foul by Elliott. Referee didn't think it was. This is Wallace. Berry's waiting in the centre. Walker's there as well. It's Wallace again, and Walker. Walker may have handled that. Oh, a mistake by Bennett, but Venison is covering. John Bailey forward. Oh, Bracewell's there with the header. Here's Pickering. They're beginning to look rather isolated now, Wallace and Walker up front for Sunderland. Sharp is the target here. He's found Gray, but the bounce didn't favour him. Berry. Peter Reid shaken off there by Nick Pickering. Good play by the fullback. took 3 players in the end to stop him. Cummins. Sheedy. Walker closing in, so is Wallace. It's Pickering who again made the approach. But it's Stephen with the pass. And here he is again, Trevor Stephen. Only Gray ahead. The other support is square. Here's Bailey. And now Sheedy. Reed. Calling Bracewell towards him. Gray. And now Bailey. Cummins. Berry. Looks for Walker. Came off Elliott's head. Here's Gray. Reed's gone through the centre. Sunderland, to their credit, is still showing plenty of enthusiasm for it. This is Cummins. Venison. In their position, they've got to. Pickering getting forward more and more on that left-hand side now. They've got both fullbacks over there, and they're still finding it hard to get the ball among the Everton ranks further forward. Daniel. Wallace. Daniel again. Chisholm. And again. Venison. That could be an expensive pass, that. This is Stephen. Here's Reed. Stephen again, shaking off Venison, but then losing the place completely. Sunderland substitute is John Cook. Walker. Bennett. Off. Elliott. Oh, goodness me, nearly got that away to Reed. Bracewell, and they're in trouble, Sunderland. Gray to Sheedy. Off the defender, and in. Gordon Chisholm trying to stop Graham Sharp. And I think it's the man that put through his own goal on the day of the Milk Cup final, Gordon Chisholm. Well, that was bad luck, really, although Everton had Sunderland on the run from the moment they won the ball in midfield, and Gray found Sheedy. The cross was intended for Sharp, but it looked to me as if Chisholm, trying to cut it out, put the ball into his own net after 70 minutes. And that, believe it or not, was Everton's 100th goal of the season. The first one back in August was a bizarre own goal by Grobbelaar in the Charity Shield, and the 100th is an own goal by Chisholm. So Sunderland 3 behind now. Here's Daniel. Venison with the cross. Wallace is up here, away by Mountfield. There's a tactical change here. Trevor Steven has come across to the left-hand side to allow Harper, the sub, to play on the right. Chisholm forward, looking for Walker. Up against Ratcliffe. Well, he turned him well. Here comes Cook, the sub, forcing a corner. Bennett gets up there, a bit loose. Chisholm's in there too. Reed. Harper to Stevens, lost it, to Berry, and Bailey's there to clear. Oh, he did better than that. He set Everton on their way with Sharp. Another good touch from Trevor Steven. He was fouled, but a good advantage played by Vic Callow, the referee there. Here's Sharp again. Oh, that's a bit strong too by Cook. Bailey. Good touch by Sharp, looking for Steven, and Turner out to meet him. Here's Pickering. He's played quite well in parts, but Everton just haven't allowed him to get as far as the goal line where he could get in a decent cross. Berry. Bailey in front of Cook. Oh, that's some ball to Gray. And Sharp is free. Oh, would have been offside, I think, anyway. Steven. Good effort. Oh! It was a great shot. But what a good pass from left-back by John Bailey. Raking ball right across the pitch to Andy Gray on the far side. It came back eventually to Steven, and that shot whistled wide of the far post. The crowd figure this afternoon at Goodison Park is just under 36,000. Pickering. Walker's in the middle. Good tackle by the substitute, Harper. And now Gray. Oh, that's Elliott wasting it and putting them in trouble. Steven. The block, in fact, was by Elliott, atoning for it, rather. Here's Bailey. Cross to Harper. Stevens. And Sharp with the header back in, and Gray looking for his hat-trick. This time, no power in the header. Turner able to drop on it.
An unusual shot. He hasn't grown a tail, Neville Southall. That's his cap in the back of his shorts, just in case that sun comes out again.
Oh, it was a slice by Pickering. This is Sharp. Stephen in the middle, so is Gray. And Gray's coming in now. And the goalkeeper somehow survived on that occasion. Sharp with the cross. And here's Pickering playing more in the attack now. Berry's forward, so is Walker here, only just offside, I would think there. Flag went up. And Walker disappointed for the second time in the match by an offside decision. Nick Pickering made it possible. He's had quite a good half coming forward. A man fouled. Chisholm having quite a beleaguered time back there, but that goes for all the Sunderland defenders, really. Everton 4-1 up. Masters of the situation here. Gray, Stephen, away by Bennett. Gray. And Trevor Stephen to Gary Stevens. They've got width again on that side. Stevens attempting a shot. These grammar school boys combining very well again in the Everton ranks. Stephen and Stevens. Here's Gray. Bailey forward. Berry. Forward by Bailey.
Free kick, Elliott on Sharp. So, 4 minutes left as Everton prepare for this free kick. Mountfield's made his run and checked. And Gray's come in again, and here's Stephen. Oh, and that was taken away from Sharp at the last there by Pickering. Here's Stevens. A dipping volley, which Gary Stevens hoped would come down just in time. Not quite. What Sunderland can do now. That second-minute lead seems an awful long way away. They're looking more and more like champions as they go into a week with 2 cup semi-finals. Everton take 3 points here to confirm their position as championship leaders. A tasteful display of poise and thrust by Trevor Stephen, culminating in his goal. The 4th was Everton's 100th of the season in all competitions, and indeed they are now unbeaten in all competitions in 19 matches. No wonder the Goodison faithful applaud them off the pitch. Sunderland have got their own battle ahead, nearer the bottom, but their supporters too were a credit today.